I'm not sure how Dark Matter Season 2 will work without repeating the same story. Dark Matter Season 1's ending shocked me by suggesting there was more story to tell. But I'm not sure if I'm excited or nervous about another installment of a story that could be largely the same. The 2016 Blake Crouch novel on which the adaptation is based is one of my favorite books, so I was thrilled to watch its events unfold on screen. All the changes made to the Dark Matter book for the TV show made the story so much better, but I really don't know if the show is built to repeat its successes. Joel Edgerton did a great job of leading the Dark Matter cast in Season 1, and I'd love to see him return in some capacity if Dark Matter Season 2 happens. I'd be surprised if the Desson family were to make another appearance, as their story feels complete. But there's nothing to stop Edgerton from reprising the role of Jason too as he navigates his new post-family life. However, Edgerton isn't technically needed at all for the show to continue. Dark Matter Season 1's ending teases Season 2, but I don't know how that would work. The reason I was so surprised by Dark Matter Season 2 tease at the end of Entanglement is that Apple Adaptation has now covered the entirety of the lone novel. The book is a standalone story, and there's no more source material on which to build a sequel. So if Dark Matter Season 2 were to happen, the show would be starting from scratch rather than having anything to adapt. However, the show did future-proof itself a little by making characters like Ryan and Amanda much more prominent than their literary counterparts. The only way I can see it working is if Blake Crouch comes back as the Dark Matter showrunner, as he did a great job of leading the task of his book being translated to the small screen. Dark Matter even includes completely original characters, like Amanda Bruegel's Blair Kaplan. So, while there is scope to broaden the fictional universe going forward, I don't know how the writers will do it while also keeping things fresh. The only way I can see it working is if Blake Crouch comes back as the Dark Matter showrunner, as he did a great job of leading the task of his book being translated to the small screen. That way, any new ideas are at least consistent with the original story. Dark Matter Season 2 risks repeating the same story with Ryan or Jason too. Jason Desson's story has already been told and shouldn't be replicated with another character. With the story's main Jason now safely reunited with his wife and son, I don't think focusing on his new life would be very entertaining. Instead, what I would say is more likely is that a potential Dark Matter Season 2 would follow the exploits of Jason 2 or Ryan Holder, as both men are stranded in a universe they're clearly struggling to call home. There's also Blair to consider, who's also shown during the closing moments of the Dark Matter Season 1 finally getting ready to continue her multiversal journey and presumably attempt to return home. The focus would fall on the character's journey home again, which has been done in Dark Matter Season 1. The issue is that all three of these characters risk repeating Jason's Season 1 arc. Despite its heavy use of the multiverse trope, Dark Matter is pretty grounded. As a result, I can't see any of the other alternate realities getting any more bizarre than the Killer Wasp universe or the Deadly Virus world. So, there's only so far the show can push the exploration aspect of the story while maintaining Dark Matter's realistic depiction of interdimensional travel. As a result, the focus would fall on the character's journey home again, which has been done in Dark Matter Season 1. Series can set new episodes apart from the first season. Dark Matter can still evolve if Season 2 does happen. The futuristic Chicago that Amanda chooses to stay in during the Dark Matter TV show is in the book, but her visit there with Jason is very brief in the source material. I've always wanted to know more about that specific reality, and now Ryan is stranded there too. Dark Matter Season 2 has the chance to do what I wish the book had done and flesh out that version of Chicago much more. Staying and exploring the most unique reality in Dark Matter is a much more fascinating concept to me than watching another character try and get home. There are also two main versions of Leighton Vance still out there in the dark matter universe. One version, the one from Jason 2's world, was last seen battered and bruised in the box corridor, but his fate remains unclear. The other was shown during the closing moments of the Dark Matter Season 1 final, seemingly having a great time as a multiversal nomad. While I'd like to know what became of the injured Leighton, the version willingly exploring different realities is something I'd much prefer Dark Matter Season 2 to focus on.